guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. Tonight I want to talk about a couple of different topics that are very much related. First off is the Adepticon convention. I am leaving for Adepticon tomorrow, and this will be my first time going to this convention. I've been going to Little Wars in Chicago for the last 3 years, I think, in a row. So this year I'm not going to Little Wars. I'm going to Adepticon instead. So I'll be bringing you all sorts of content from there. I don't know a whole lot about the convention, except for that I know it's a very big convention. It's a lot of miniatures. I'm pretty sure it's kind of well known for 40K, which is not my thing. But if there's some really cool looking models and things there, I'll do some coverage on that. The Bolt Action Nationals, US Nationals, are happening at Adepticon. So there's going to be a lot of Bolt Action playing. I'm not participating in that. I'm not really a competitive player. I haven't been playing enough. I've been playing for about a year or so now, but definitely don't play enough to consider myself competitive. So I'm not going for that. But I am going to get in a few games with a couple of people. I'm going to be seeing Paul Walker from Scotland from the War HQ, or the War Room podcast. I'm going to be playing a couple of games with him, I hope, or at least one. My friend Rob is going to be there. We're going to get into a game for sure. He's bringing his Germans and I'm bringing my American Airborne, which is kind of what this is all about. And so it should be a really good time. I'm going to be there. I'm getting there very, very late Wednesday night. So I'm going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon I come back home, and I'll be home here in the evening. So that kind of brings me to the real topic of this podcast. And that is packing miniatures for travel. Now, when I go to a convention in Los Angeles or maybe Las Vegas and I can drive, I can take my miniatures and just put them in the car or the truck, whatever I'm taking, and just drive and not worry about it. Going cross country to a place like Chicago gets into a different mess. These are the miniatures that I'm taking, and a few other things. We're going to get inside and see what's in here in a minute. But this could possibly go into an overhead bin, and that might be okay, but that would also mean that I can't take anything else with me as a carry-on, as far as like my laptop and things like that I like to keep close to me and keep track of. So this is actually going to have to be checked into my suitcase, or in my case it's a big military duffel bag kind of thing with rollers, and it's really a pretty cool thing, but that's a whole different topic. So what I've had to do is I've had to package my miniatures and whatnot in a way that if they were to end up upside down or tumble or whatever, they're going to be fine. And that's a tricky business right there, because miniatures really aren't meant to be thrown around and tumbling upside down and things like that. So what I've had to do is come up with a system here, and I'm going to show you guys what I've done. I wanted to work from the bottom, but we're going to work from the top. So in this side over here, I'll tip this up so you can see it. There is a Stuart tank in here. There is a Stuart tank turret in there. There's a Willys Jeep in here with a 50 cal, and there's a Willys Jeep here, the medic version. So these are all packed in 1-inch layers of foam, 2 of them. So there's two inches of foam cutouts. They're sunk down in. And then over here is just a couple of tape measures, my Bolt Action dice bag, my groovy HE templates. So when this side here is closed with this foam on the top here, this will have to be pushed down, and when it pushes down, it's going to hold everything in there real good. So that bit there, that's sorted. Over here, same deal, 1-inch foam in the top of this. I got a couple layers of bubble wrap in here because a 1-inch foam could have been about 1.5 inches and it would have done a better job. So I just put a couple of bubble wrap in here. This is all the order dice and just regular D6s and pin markers and my laser pointer. All those sort of things are in here. And again, once the foam is in and everything's pressed down real tight, nothing in there is going to move. So that's fairly well sorted. The next stage here is, this is just an empty tank transport box. Got my rule book and the cheat sheet in here. that doesn't need any padding or anything. That can move around as much as it needs, so I'm not worried about it. So the real trick is getting the miniatures there. I mean, aside from the Stewart and the 2 Jeeps over there. I hope you can hear my dog outside because she's trying very hard to make sure you can. So in here are the U.S. Army airborne troops that I have. This is about 1,000 points of airborne. It may actually be a little more than that. I think when I figured out the points, I was thinking for some reason in my mind regular, but the U.S. airborne are veteran, so it's probably well over 1,000 points of airborne right here. So as you may or may not know, when I base my figures, I put a steel washer on the bottom, and then the bottom of this case here is magnet sheet. So now these guys go in there and they can go upside down, and they're not coming out. So that alone is pretty good. I think they'll travel just fine, just like that. I did a little measurement and figured out most of these guys, the top of their head to the top of this box here is almost exactly 1 inch. So I went ahead and cut some 1-inch foam that I can just put in. It's just barely touching these guys. I don't want it pushing down on them. I don't want any heads breaking off and things like that. But it's just enough to keep them touching. So if this thing does take a big shock when they're throwing it into the the hold of the airplane or something, if a guy wants to move a little bit, I don't think he's going to be able to move very far. I don't think we're going to break that magnetic attraction there. So got those guys in there with that foam. We got, again, like I said, the Stewarts in here. The Jeeps are in there. I think they're going to travel just fine. Got the foam on top just to make sure here that it presses down. Again, so we got the book. And I could have put this book anywhere in my bag or whatever, but actually it got to the point where I wanted to keep the top of this level, so I kind of needed to add another carrier in here anyways. So I went ahead and put that in. And then a dice. Now I'm taking way more dice than I need. I should just take my green order dice for my Americans, my gray order dice for whoever I'm competing against, and then a bunch of D6s. That would probably be enough. But these are all in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and just take the whole stupid thing. So once that's in there and that's on there, everything will be fine. Now the trick is, how do I keep all this together? Oh, that girl needs to be quiet. So I went out and bought these straps today. They're not like ratchet straps, but they just have a catch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap a strap around this way, and which will also serve as a handle once it's done. So I'll have a strap going this way, and then I'm going to do a strap wrapped around double on this side, kind of crossing here, and another one here. So these will be held down real good both that way, and then there'll be a strap across here which is going underneath these ones. So that'll give me a place where I can just pick this up and carry it. So I think that's going to work out fine. I don't have these cut to length yet, so I'm going to do that. These are 8-foot straps, so even the one that goes around this way is going to be too long. So I do need to cut these down and see how they're going to work. But I'll do that, and then I'll come back for a second afterwards and show you guys the results and how it worked out. So if you guys want to comment in the comments below on YouTube, or if you want to go to inthegameroom.com to the blog and comment, I'd be real curious to know how you guys transport miniatures, or have you ever transported miniatures on an airplane, or shipped them somewhere. I mean, theoretically I could put this inside of a larger cardboard box, you know, maybe with some foam around it, and I could just ship this with UPS or something. I think going with taking it on the airplane, I probably got a better chance of it staying upright most of the time, because the bag it's going in has a handle on top. So unless somebody really tries to, it's going to naturally want to stay upright. So I think they're going to travel just fine. And you know what? If they don't, they're just stupid plastic toys, and we'll have to fix them. But I'd like for them all to get there in perfect condition, so I'm doing what I can to make sure that happens. So leave me a comment below. Let me know how you transport your miniatures when you need to go via aircraft. I'd be really curious to know what solutions people have come up with. But this, for me, I think is going to work, and we'll find out. I'll let you know tomorrow, or day after tomorrow probably. I don't arrive into Chicago until just a little after midnight, so there probably won't be any video that day, tomorrow, but I'll let you know when I can. So I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to wrap this up with the straps, and we'll come back for a second and just see how that went.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so I'm back and the package is wrapped. I've got the two straps here. I've got the strap across here that goes underneath those, so this makes it a sort of a handle if I want. When I get to the convention and I'm carrying it in, that's probably how it's going to go. But I think I'm fine. Looks like it's going to work out fine. I want to just like turn it upside down, and yeah, I guess there's no reason I should be scared to. It's going to happen. So yeah, it seems like it's fine. The only thing I can kind of feel moving is that book. The rule book in there is sliding just about a 1/4 inch each way. But yeah, I guess that's got to be fine. It's going to make it there fine, I think. Alright guys, so that's it. Like I said, in the comments below, let me know how you pack things. Let me know what you think of my crazy system, bloody system here. And I'll be getting back to you guys probably Thursday at Adepticon, and then every day until Sunday at Adepticon. So I'm hoping to have a lot of video and audio content. Like I said, I'm meeting Paul from the War Room podcast. We're going to hang out a lot. He's in the tournament, so I'll probably just be kind of hovering over his shoulder, taking pictures and video of his progress there, see how he does with his Japanese army. And Rob's going to be there, Arthur, a couple of friends from online, friends / customers. So it's going to be great to see these people, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see you guys pretty soon, and keep on gaming.